Now that you think you've seen it all, from scary anacondas to extinct dinosaurs, would you believe me if I told you what existed way before dinosaurs were even scarier and way more ferocious? The dinosaurs themselves would run away, calling out to their mothers. Well, let's take a look and get to discover the most terrifying creatures that lived before dinosaurs. Number 13. Dickinsonia. When talking about low-key creatures, Dickinsonia should definitely be the first. It lived on the seabed and somehow went unnoticed all the time. This prehistoric creature managed to survive all the terrors of the sea, shockingly without any hardened protective shell for all those years, feeding off microbes and algae. Weird, right? You would have mistaken it for a sponge if you came across it. You're probably wondering how the Dickinsonia was terrifying at all. It's because scientists believed that it might have been one of the many biological steps that led to the human uprising. It's somewhat crazy to believe that this thing is our earliest ancestor. At this point, I'm not sure if I should be thankful, terrified, or creeped out. Number 12. Gorgonopsid. The Gorgonopsid that existed 250 million years ago was the apex predator of their era. Their complex structures helped them grow from cat-sized animals to bear-sized dominant beasts, making them as scary as it gets. Upon attack, they snuck up on their prey and inflicted pain with their sharp serrated teeth. The prey probably lost their lives from blood loss and deep wounds. If you can picture a crocodile having its first meal of the day, well, that's exactly how it ate. It's a good thing these beasts became extinct, for we wouldn't know what hit us. Number 11. Pterygotus. Pterygotus was bad news for a feeble species that lived mostly in water more than 250 million years ago. Just like the current-day scorpion, it ate almost anything. The only difference is that its body size is 2.5 meters. With its huge stinger the size of a light bulb, it frightened and tore down its prey with a mighty sting. At times when there was no food, the Pterygotus became heartless and fed off its own kind. If it could do this to its own assumed family, imagine the horrors it would do to others. It's a good thing they're no longer around. Number 10. Arthropleur. Imagine taking a drive in the park and coming across a giant millipede the size of your small car. There's no need to panic right now because it no longer exists. It did exist 300 million years ago when everything was seemingly bigger. It grew up to 2.5 meters, making it the dinosaur of all bugs. It was a vegetarian, but on attack occasions, which was pretty much all the time, its flexibility allowed it to stand upright and put its two lethal fangs to work. I bet everything feared it. How a millipede could get that big is still a troubling question now that all the laws of nature have been defied. Number 9. Meganora. The Meganora is believed to be the largest insect to ever exist. Back when there were still no humans, only fish, plants, and monsters, it looked like a modern-day dragonfly, but it was the size of an eagle. It could cover more ground and easily snare its prey from water ponds with its legs transformed into wings. It preyed on smaller creatures like insects, amphibians, and vertebrae while simply snatching them. Those who hid underground were safe, unlike those who lived on water ponds, which were its favorite hunting grounds. Number 8. Labyrinthodontia. Walking along the banks of rivers of lakes wasn't such a good idea back in the Mesozoic era, for there lurked inside the water or sometimes outside the bank the giant Labyrinthodontia. It hunted just like the modern-day crocodile, but its size was only 1,000 times bigger. With a 3-meter length, it confidently spread terror, caused pain, and ate anything that crossed its territory. If you were thinking of crossing a river on a boat, I think you'd need something bigger considering their deep and massive skulls with jaws lined with small, sharp, conical teeth. These beasts could definitely eat a cow. Number 7. Dimetrodon. Its huge headdress served as a warning to other prehistoric creatures, but for this greedy Dimetrodon, It helps stabilize its back and preserve heat. With a 3-meter length, all this ferocious creature knew was pain. Don't get it twisted though. It inflicted the pain with its sharp canines, ideal for digging up quivering, freshly captured prey, and shearing teeth in the back for grinding up tough muscle and bits of bone. According to history, all that the Dimetrodon left was bones if its prey got lucky enough. Being a descendant of mammals, it's safe to say that's where the lions got their agility. Wouldn't you agree? Number 6. Nothosaurus. Nothosaurus was a formidable marine reptile that prospered nearly 50 million years ago. All fish and crustaceans trembled at the sight of this ugly, efficient beast. When I talk about efficiency, I assume you know what I mean. It had webbed front and back feet, flexible knees and ankles, a long neck, and a tapered body that helped it swim fast when chasing down a meal. Its sharp, numerous teeth are what did the dirty job for it. Efforts to run away to hide were rendered useless because it dug out even the scared little creatures that hid deep in the ocean bed. How merciless! Despite of its superficial resemblance to seals, experts speculate that it had no trouble living on land, making it a double threat. It would mostly certainly be incredible to watch this ugly beast in action, but I'm thankful it's long gone. Number 5. Hyneria. Hyneria, being one of the largest lobe-finned fishes, weighed 2 tons and having a length of 5 meters. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that it made hunting feel kinda personal. Its sharp teeth, strong jaws, and fast swimming abilities made it an even more deadly predator. But the fact that it could survive on land for a short time using their air bladders as lungs is what made it relentless. This trait made it easy for them to swim in oxygen-deprived waters. Imagine surviving a crazy chase in the water. Then, while laying on the bank trying to catch your breath, comes the Hyneria, her strong front fins propelling her to land. Though extinct, why did they have to act so desperate? Number 4. Therocephalia. This insanely ugly half-mammal, half-reptile creature was the worst of the worst. It was a terrifying animal, not because of its power or size, which was quite smaller compared to the titans, but because of the way it hunted by surprise after tracking its target. For a slow animal like this, it was shocking how they gave quick bursts of speed and strength when they approached their prey. Therocephalanians had a grooved ridge in their jaws that they utilized to inject poison into their prey. After one lethal bite that studies have proven was way more potent than the African black mamba, all it had to do was wait. Number 3. Astraspus. It's always a common assumption that bodybuilders were probably bullied in their childhood. Well, take that assumption, then add Astraspus as the subject. It only took this Astraspus a few thousand years while feeding on nutrients and algae to grow into a humongous dominator. The Astraspus developed a tougher head that acted as a body armor, making it somewhat invincible. The armor added to its weight, up to a ton, adding significant pressure to its bite against its prey, presumably the ones who bullied it. Number 2. Titanothes. Swimming in the warm, shallow waters 385 million years ago was the stupidest thing you could have done considering the unforgiving, bloodthirsty creatures that existed. This one particular Titanothes was the kind that never took a hot day as an excuse to cool off in the water. The name most certainly suits its 8-meter size. Its head was made of sheets of bone with jaws that could tear through bone. This made it look pissed most of the time. If you don't believe it, you should see the sharks that dared to put up a fight. It was a waste of time and energy to fight this titan of the sea. Number 1. Titanoboa. I've always thought that the snake anaconda was the largest snake until I came across this ancient Titanoboa that was twice its size. Isn't this massive? Even laying down 2 giraffes wouldn't match this beast. Due to its huge size, it couldn't move freely on land due to the many trees that restricted its movement, so the Titanoboa lived in swamps, feasting on fish and even crocodiles. When the Titanoboa approached, it wrapped its muscular embrace around its prey and devoured them whole. With the anaconda still spreading fear to all mankind, nature sure did us a favor by ridding us of this monster. Until next time, adios.